This episode of the Mimic's Veil is sponsored by Taste Invader Tea. Treat yourself to 15% off an order of daring and delicious tea at tasteinvader.co.uk using code TMV. I would like to welcome our brand new patron, Jack. And on this episode, we discuss 2 Point Museum, Children of the Sun, and we also have a discussion on what we think are the coolest games of Q1 2025, to use financial terms. And we start off with a little bit of Avowed.
So let's start with Avowed. Quick, round the room, vibe check. Where are we at? Lewis, are you still Skyrimming and not paying any attention to Avowed?
I'm still Skyrimming, and Avowed has been removed from the Xbox.
Okay. Alex, what about you?
I'm back in.
Oh,
like I am. Obviously, I put it down when I had Pirate Yakuza and stuff to play. Mm-hmm. But now they're out the way, I am very much back on Avowed and very much enjoying it. There's something about seeing a wee purple box in the distance hiding under a house or something that's just fun to go and open. So yeah, It's good.
How many companions have you got? Just to get a...
I've still only got 2, so I'm not actually that far through it yet. So I think I'm only in the second. I'm only still in the second, probably main area.
Right.
And I'd spent a lot of time fanning about and not doing the main quest, and I was just going around and like fanning about, which was quite fun. So I've gone back to like doing the main quest.
Right.
So yeah.
So I've done zero fannying, like, well, a tiny little bit, but I've been mostly sticking to the main line without fannying about, and I think I'm about halfway through, maybe. So I've got 3 companions now, and but I don't know, it's just kind of fallen out of my play rotation. You know, sometimes for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
You just think, I don't quite fancy playing that now. And it's just become one of them, which can't really put my finger on why. But
I got a wee bit like that, and then suddenly, like, I'd put it back on. I'm like, right, I'm going to try and get back into this. And it was the little things like, I was walking over and I could just see, like, underneath this house in the distance, like, that purple shimmer on... it was a backpack or a satchel rather than a chest, and I could just see it coming, and I'm like, oh, I want that, and what's in it? And I mean, I just still don't really know what was purple that was in it, because I don't really know what any of the things are, but it doesn't matter. It was fun opening the purple box. Like, that's the kind of little bits that have got me in this game. It's like that, those bits peppered around the world, and they do quite like the enemies, and I've got a good, like, elite weapon thing now that I can attach crystals and shit to, and all these different things, and yeah. Good.
How big is the map?
Not huge. I think the areas have got like the way it's kind of split as you go through. Basically, you've got like a world map, and then you find like one kind of city within that world, and then you've got like a city map. But it's not. They're not massive. They're a decent size, but they're not massive. And the fast travel and everything's pretty good, because every time you like pass a beacon, and then that opens up fast travel around it, or a camp for your party camp.
I got the impression that kind of like that tutorial area, then at Paradise, can you walk from Paradise to the next main area, or is it like you got to get in the boat and go here, and it's like a
you get
separate
to a door
area?
Essentially? So it like takes you usually like for some of it you kind of get, some of it is taken down, but you almost like say like you get to like, it's either be you enter into Paradise and you get to like a castle door and then it takes you through. It's like that, like you'll get to another door that will take you to another area and stuff.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not open world.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's
These big,
Open zone.
medium-sized zones. Yeah. But I feel like maybe it's one where if I just overcame this not being bothered to play it kind of thing and just played it, I'd probably just slip back into it and be like, okay, yeah, this is good. So maybe I just need to do that. But yeah, it's a good one, and I guess like in the broader kind of topic is where does that stand? Because this is like the last episode of the first quarter of the year. So like, where do we think Avowed and other stuff that we've played or even haven't played, like where are we at? What are the meatiest games that we've got? Obviously, Alex, you mentioned Pirate Yakuza. I assume that's up there for you.
I mean, I absolutely loved it. Like, I finished it, loved it. Like, everything about it was just quite cool. Like, it was that game I needed at the right time, where it was not taking itself too seriously, still told a bit of a story. Had great combat, great like ship combat, all that stuff about it. But I mean, I'm not sitting there going it was an amazing game. It was a good 8 out of 10 game. It was no better than that, but it did everything I wanted it to do and everything I expected it to do, and probably exceeded some of those expectations. We all like the musical numbers and the pirate ships and all that. Like, I didn't expect that, and that was just good fun. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely it's up there in the quarter in terms of the enjoyment I got out of the game, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's like going to be up there in any sort of conversation for anything at the end of the year. It's not a game of the year type game, and I don't think it was ever intended to be.
But it might be one in our Coolies conversation for 2025 though, mightn't it? Because I think that's
because there's very cool things about it.
Yeah, and that's what really matters. So I think I don't know. I think it's quite a good idea to have these little check-ins, because I think the stuff that comes out early in the year can quite often get forgotten as well. So little games like, did you play that Tales of Iron 2?
Yes.
How's that?
I'm struggling to get into it.
You loved the first one, didn't you?
Yeah, thought the first one was amazing. Like, and I don't remember the sort of struggle to get into it. But it's still good. I think it's just more or less the same, which in some instances is all you want.
Yeah.
But in others, not so much. I think my main issue with it is that you feel quite slow and sluggish. And in the I don't know, in the gameplay that would sort of put out, or you'd stuck some out, Alex, on TikTok and that, but it looks a bit slow and difficult. I don't know if that's just the way the weapons you've got or your armour, but it can't be, because generally when you go through these games you will start wearing heavier things and you'll maybe get to like mid-weight and go, okay, I don't want to get anything, putting on anything that's going to over encumber me or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a few bits and pieces that I'm not that keen on. There's a grapple hook to sort of sling you up higher ledges.
Right.
But you'd almost need to be in a very specific place to use it. So if you're not on that particular spot, it's pretty tricky. So it feels a bit fiddly.
Bit fiddly, and sounds like, because when you were talking about going back to Metroid Dread last week, the first thing you said was about the zippiness of the controls and stuff. It sounds like Tales of Iron 2 is like the opposite of that, and everything's more of a struggle and it's slower. And I mean, for a grapple hook to not feel good in a game, that's that's a damn good.
I mean, you need that something that feels really good in Pirate Yakuza. And I completely didn't realise that you could use it to catch butterflies and insects and all these, and fish. You could fish with a grapple hook.
Nice.
It's just like, of course you can. Like, why would you not be able to do that? Like, but yeah.
When do you reckon that will come to Game Pass?
I don't think it'll be too long.
No. I would like to play it.
I'm really
before the
surprised it
year's
didn't
out.
launch in Game Pass because the man who raised his name did. But I very much expect it to come to Game Pass in the not too distant future.
Yeah, it's a strange one. The other one that was on Game Pass that I haven't got around to, but I know you played and didn't necessarily love, Alex, was Eternal Strands.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I don't think it set the world alight when it came out, but something about it that makes me want to.
There's a wee bit in me now
something
that wants
there,
to give it another crack of the whip. And I don't know if it is just playing Avowed and stuff and kind of getting more into that. And it just makes me maybe like appreciate it. I don't know if I expected too much from it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a bit of that. Maybe it was just the right game at the wrong time. I definitely want to revisit it at some point because I do feel like there's something there. And they have been, in fairness to them, I know there's been update after update, so they have come in and changed a few things and they're dedicated to making it a better game. So I might go back to it at some point. But I mean, I think there's something there to enjoy. I'm just not sure, again, if it was zippy enough for you.
Yeah. Need that zippiness. Lewis, any interest in Eternal Strands?
No,
Just
not
like
at all.
Skyrim.
There is one there that I'm keen. Apologies, Ben.
No?
If you would, that I'm keen on. That came out in January, and that's Blade Chimera. That's another Metroidvania.
Oh, yeah. That does look zippy.
Yeah, I'm bound by this law of not being able to buy games.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm with you.
And we've been unable to source code for this one so far.
Just another public appeal.
Yes.
We'll accept code for Blade Chimera. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, it does look. It looks like you.
Yeah.
It looks like you.
Big time.
I think it's been so like we've done there. That's Tales of Iron 2. There's also another sequel, Lonely Mountains Snow Rider, which doesn't quite live up to the first game for me personally.
No, but it reviewed fairly well, which I think that's not surprising. That's unfair. It's definitely not surprising, but I didn't expect it to be quite as high because I think it was quite high up in the Metacritic for the quarter. What is it? Like about 87
it's got.
I guess Metacritic, that depends on what platform it's on and stuff, doesn't it? But I mean, I liked what I played of it. It's still probably the best snow I've ever seen in a game.
Yeah.
Oh, it just looks lovely. It looks almost very soft and picturesque, and it really crunchy.
It has all that same stuff as the first one, but I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when I spoke about it. Is that Downhill just took over my life. Just so obsessed with it.
I know, and that's the thing, because it had such an affinity with like a lot of us, and like there was those challenges back in the day where you were all trying to chase the world's leaderboards and see how high you could all get and getting very competitive amongst yourselves. So there was a lot of that.
Physically sick it made me feel, that first level. Like
You
what
must have played it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times.
It was there was a particular bit, because the way it works is like you got the you'd restart after a checkpoint, and there was a particular shortcut straight after a checkpoint that if you got wrong you would just sort of smash into a tree.
Aye.
So it was, I knew when I got to a certain bit if I was going to hit the tree, so, and it's just like you hit Y or something on the Switch and it'd reset you, and I'd done it so many times that I just felt like I was going to vomit. Great game.
But Snow Riders just doesn't quite live up to it, does it?
Nah, not at all. Have you played the new Donkey Kong game?
No.
There is a demo on the Switch for it. Now, I think if we hadn't had this no game buying thing, I would have got it, and I think I would have been quite disappointed because I don't think the demo's that good, which is disappointing. But again,
And it doesn't feel like they've necessarily like done a lot to it from everything that I've heard and what people have said about it. Like, it doesn't feel like they've really gone and upgraded it as such. It feels like it doesn't even feel like it's been that remastered. It's just been plonked onto a console. It feels more like a port than a remaster.
Classic Nintendo.
3DS game? Was it 3DS it got ported to in the first place?
I don't actually know.
But
Potentially.
it's certainly not one I'm sitting going, I wish I'd played that. I wish I'd played that. Whereas there's things out there that I've seen like Monster Hunter, which I'm never probably going to play, or not necessarily. I'm just like, is this the one that it's time to jump into it, or is this the one that... And then you would go, and again, this is probably a benefit of not being able to go and buy games, because there's something that might have made me go and buy this, and then I've been like, why did I do that?
Have you played any of them before?
I've tried some Worlds, I think, on Game Pass at one point, and yeah, I don't know why, they're just too complicated.
Yeah, 100%. Because I still have it, Generations Ultimate on the Switch, and I just do not know what to do in that game. I also think to myself, like, what's my motivation? Why am I going and killing these animals? Why? What have they done to me? I just don't get it. And then, like, I remember, like, I know Max loves it. Max has been playing this. But it's almost like we kind of joke that you need a book, like a phone book, instruction manual to know all the different mechanics within it. It's just too contrived for me.
I feel like that about Monster Hunter and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as well. Like, it's one of them where it's like, wow, it seems to be getting 9s across the board. Sounds like a wonderful time, but everything I've heard about it, when people actually go into... I think I said this about Avowed when I was watching reviews of that. The things that people were slagging off about Avowed made me want to play Avowed. The things that people are praising about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 put me off playing it. Sounds awful.
I'm 100% with you there, though. I'm like, there's something like there is a level of intrigue there just because it is scored so high, and it seems to be, people seem to be loving it. You're always going to have that, but I'm like, it's got so many systems, and it does this and it does that. I'm like, it just all sounds far too complicated for me. I mean, see if someone didn't talk to me because my clothes were dirty, or because I hadn't had a bath for 2 days, or like, and I'm not talking, I'm talking about in the game, like, not just if they don't want to talk to me because I've not had a bath for 2 days in new life, then that's fine. But I'm like, no, I don't want to have to think about when was the last time I had a wash in a game, and I don't want to have to think about, is there blood on my t-shirt, or is
The Witcher 3.
It's all a bit much. Yeah.
Just looking at on Metacritic for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the Radio Times scored it 100.
Wow.
And can I just say this little snippet here? After the credits rolled, I looked back on the countless hours of adventure with protagonist Henry across 2 games, and I couldn't help but be overcome with the enormity of it all.
There's no such thing as a 100.
Not
there is in the Radio Times. So I mean, I'm sure some people obviously love it. They obviously do, but probably not one for us simpletons. Is it that? Is it? Are we just basic bitches? Is that the problem?
I think there's maybe an element of that.
Yeah.
Probably why we like an Avowed to Kingdom Come. I think that is your, like.
Yeah. There's other stuff that we do like. I know, Lewis, obviously you mentioned Blade Chimera, but Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. If they happen to have taken out the annoying sound effect from the previous game, do you see yourself dabbling in this one?
No.
Because that's reviewed pretty well as well.
Yeah. Reviewed well. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not.
No.
The noise has ruined it. Like any other Prince of Persia game, reduce the size of the rooms. I'm still not going to play it.
I think probably one of the most surprising, one that I didn't see coming, and that's the most exciting thing I always think about when we eventually do have the big game of the year discussion at the end of the year. It's like there's little things that I think we would forget, like something like Keep Driving, which I wasn't really anticipating and didn't get a great deal of fanfare, but that's a really, really solid and cool, very cool game.
Yeah.
So I think that's that'll certainly be on my list. It'll be on my game of the year list as things stand at the moment at this juncture. But I think that's one that more people need to play.
It's one I definitely need to play more of. I need to give it the time that it deserves, and it's on the list to give the time that it deserves. But yeah, they're the best ones. Even they just come out of nowhere, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?"
You've never played anything like it.
Never played Hi-Fi Rush.
It's nothing like Hi-Fi Rush. But yeah, yes, I see what you mean.
And that's the kind of... Sorry, Lewis, on you go.
No. I'm about to change game.
Well, I was about to change game as well.
Oh, you do it first. You do it, Alex. You do it.
I mean... But I was just going to say, that's the kind of thing that gives me intrigue. Like, the other one that's probably came out of nowhere and is sitting where reviews really high is The Roost Trees Are Dead. Like...
What's that about,
I'd
Lewis?
never heard of that game.
That's that gynecological murder mystery.
Genealogical.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it just sounds... Basically, it's like chasing through a family tree, but like working out as like almost a murder mystery or something within it. And it just seems... It's reviewed really well, and it really intrigues me. Like, I'd like to get to that at some point when I'm allowed to buy games again. See that ombudsman? He's so bad.
Hey,
He's on it.
he was generous. He let you get Split Fiction.
It's within the rules.
Wow,
Kinda.
you bent them.
So have you guys ever played, and I don't know how to pronounce this, is it Ys? Y-S? Wise?
I've never played them.
I thought you
Jason
played
Frost
one
game.
of
It's a
them. I feel
Frosticles game.
Yeah.
It's a Frosticles game. I own a few of them, but I've never actually got around to them. But yeah.
And that's where the confusion came from.
Yeah. Ys or yeah, it is Ys or
I think
Ys.
it's Ys.
Ys 8 is supposed to be very good. So I own that one, but never played it. But they crank them out. My God. What's the one that came out this year then?
A remake, I think?
Is it?
I don't know. Yeah, came out on the PSP.
This year?
2010.
Crikey.
That was
No.
it was from, but I think there's another one on the way as well. I think they've got another one either just about to release as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or just released. It was so... It's the RGG of the that kind of RPGs.
Yeah. I think Citizen Sleeper 2 is obviously high
It's up there.
isn't it? It's going to be... That is definitely going to be on the list come end of year. I don't think that's going to shift. I think Lewis, if anything, if Lewis plays it as well, it will only get higher on the list. Or he'll go, oh, I don't like yellow. And then it'll go down.
I'll have favourite colour.
Is it?
It is indeed.
I had you down
It's a sunny colour and I've got a sunny disposition. What are you about to say?
No, you're so right. Yeah. What's your favourite colour, Alex?
Purple.
I do
colour.
like purple. I like purple. And I
Ben?
like yellow. Green.
Good colour.
We
Strong
don't
colour.
like that up here.
I like green.
There was a guy, just a little aside here.
Please.
I was in a good few years ago now at one of my friends' houses, and another couple were there, and they were talking about what colour their kitchen was going to be. And he was he is a big Rangers supporter, and she was like, "Oh, I quite like this greenish colour," and he's like, "It's not going to be green. We'll have it green. Any other colour, by the way, it's not going to be green." It's just like, fucking hell.
Are people serious when they say stuff like
Yes. My dad would have never had a green anything in the house. Like there is no way, shape, or form that my dad would have had anything green.
God.
Like it just would not have been a thing.
Oh dear.
But I mean, he did get burnt with his Ranger scarf. Like so. Yeah.
No, I sent my son off to practice with like a Tottenham backpack, Tottenham water bottle, and an Arsenal shirt.
That's just
His coach looks at me like I'm abusive or something. It's like, what? Who does he support? I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, he just wanted to wear that, and that's his backpack.
So that's what you say, but when he gets on the bus, you're like, go sports!
Get a goal! Yeah. Yeah. Has there been any sports games this year? That PGA? 2K25?
And WWE 2K25 was the other one that I would have bought if I didn't have the restrictions.
But aren't you glad that you haven't bought it, though?
Yes,
I was shocked
absolutely.
at that score.
I know.
Yeah. You even shared
84.
that, didn't you? I think you didn't you share that score?
It was on Fantasy Critic. It came up in the.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you commented on it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Jaw-dropping emoji, GIF, sorry.
Yeah.
85, 84? Madness.
Never played one of them.
Played last year's. It was pretty good.
Long gone are the days of when just fucking crazy stuff would happen. Like just glitch all over the place. 2019,
So
2020.
they've been refining it now. Basically, every year's just been a bit more of a refinement over the last few years, and a bit of change to like the showcase modes. But it's like there's so much in those games now in terms of the amount of content and the amount of different things that you can do. And I think I've very much gone back into a wrestling phase. Like I watch Raw and SmackDown every week, and all of the events and the PLEs and everything. Like I'm totally back into it. Like just reliving
The
my
Peelies, did you say?
Yeah.
PLEs, that's what they call the pay-per-views these days. The premium live events.
I thought you said the Peelies.
Because
do a fortnight.
PLEs, because they're not necessarily all pay-per-view now, because like they're on Netflix and stuff, and like so it's all quite a different structure,
Different model.
So yeah. But yes.
Another game that we probably all thought was going to be shite, but actually reviewed quite well, was Dynasty Warriors Origins. And I could see Alex maybe playing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is one that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It does look fun. Again, getting back to that like thing that you said about Pirate Yakuza, it's like switch your brain off, have a laugh, you know, that kind of thing.
There's always a place for that.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, me go and play
Bicycle
good
issues.
things like that, and then Lewis goes and plays Metroid Dread. No.
Yeah, there's always one. There's a bunch of stuff that we haven't got round to yet that I think we would probably enjoy. Like I think Rift of the Necrodancer looks better than I originally thought it did. So I could have.
It does sound quite interesting because of the way, like how the mechanics of it all work and stuff. Like, it sounds quite ingenious. Well, not ingenious, but innovative. Is that maybe a better way of putting it?
Yeah, I think so. It just looks like good fun, and obviously, like the biggies, which we need to put more time into as well, are Assassin's Creed Shadows, which Alex, you're all over, and
Yes.
Wonderstop as well. You know, but yeah, I think that's one where part of doing this is just taking a little bookmark of going, okay, we need to go back to these ones because yeah, they look good. Lots
And
of good
even
games.
Civ 7, to be fair, because again, it's not landed that well, and it's maybe one that needs a bit of time and a bit of refinement before was actually investing some time in. But everybody that's been playing it, like even like on the Discord and stuff, like they've been lost in it.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some good in there, and it's one that I've always fancied trying, but I can't lose myself in another big game. Too many.
No. Now, how about let's do a bit more. Let's have a bit of a tighter focus on one game in particular, Alex, because I know you've been playing this one recently, and that is 2 Point Museum.
Yes. This is excellent. Like, I really liked 2 Point Campus, and 2 Point Museum is even better. Like, I just think it's structured better. The whole environment actually works a lot better, like the subject matter in terms of how it's all, you have your museum and you have to fill out your exhibits, and then you have to create like information about your exhibits so that the people that come and visit your museum know what they're looking at, get the knowledge of it. You can create a buzz, and like you would go on expeditions, so you have like your staff that you hire to go out on these expeditions to all these different countries, and then they come back and it's almost got this really great little animation section, like this little video that will play when they come back with this big package that you unbox, and it's like, oh, what is it going to be? And then it's like, oh, it's a dinosaur fossil, and then you can find like different bits of that fossil to then add on the more expeditions that you do. And then so you've got that whole like, let's go and structure museum, but how it's a little bit different, and I don't know if this is just me misremembering 2 Point Campus, but I very much feel with 2 Point Campus, although you could progress with the story, it was a bit like, well, I'm doing this one campus, I'm going to get 3 stars in this one before I move on to the next one, and then I'm going to get 3 stars in that before I move on to the next one. Whereas this one, it feels like, right, I've got 1 star in this, and it's pointing me to go and do this other thing because I need to actually get a star for something else, as being like a curator of museums rather than just in this museum. And it takes you to go and like open a themed like underwater museum or a spooky museum or all these different types, and then it has like the different customizations and everything, different staff you can hire, it's everything you expect in this game with just that added little bit of simplicity and humour. Like it knows what it wants to be, and it does it really, really well. I mean, even playing it like I've been playing it on PlayStation, and obviously these games work better on PC. Like keyboard, they're not made for keyboard and mouse. I think they've done a really good job at adapting to controller, but they're much easier playing it with a keyboard and a mouse and just clicking through and like planning how to play it. But it's, I think, being the third game from like this specific, like the 2 Point Studios, I'd say it's their best.
Because you were quite high on Campus, weren't you?
I loved Campus. I absolutely loved it. But this is better, and I think I worried a bit about museum because I'm a bit like, how much fun and how interesting can
they're boring
really
places, aren't they?
Well, yeah. But it's more the kind of things like your research in these is like building. You can research in some of your museums to build like slides and stuff for the kids to play on, like for when kids come and visit the museum, or like the expeditions. Like you can get your staff killed by snake bites and all this stuff. There's a wee bit all this kind of random stuff in it, and then it does its own thing in terms of having really random types of museums that you're to go and try and build up and things, and like attracting like such a random crowd, and the different little challenges and things that it has into it. So it's
I like
if you like that, if you like this kind of sim game, you're going to like this.
And that sort of silly humour as well.
Yeah.
More or less funny than Thank Goodness You're Here.
Different kind of funny.
But if you had to pick one, what's funnier?
Oh, Thank Goodness You're Here. I'd say it's a funnier game.
It's not what it wants to hear.
Nah, that's the wrong answer. Yeah, nonetheless, this does look good, and I think it could play quite nicely on Steam Deck because you've got the little trackpads.
It might, because you've got the trackpads.
Yeah.
I mean, it plays absolutely fine with controller. It just does that wee bit simpler. I would say a mouse.
Yeah, it looks good. It's good fun.
Very good. Sega figured another good first quarter for Sega.
Yeah, I mean, fucking publisher of the year last year, pretty much, weren't they? And on track to do it again.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it? Little old Sega. Running shit in 2025.
And they say Microsoft are daft at going and focusing more on the software than the hardware.
Yeah. No, definitely on something.
There's a game that came out in January that I haven't played, but reminds me of another game. Its name reminds me of the other game. The artwork also reminds me of the other game.
Oh, can we guess what
The
it
game
is?
from January is called Corridon. I think it looks...
Oh, I thought you were going to say... I thought there was another part of it. Corridon.
Oh, Corridon
Right.
looks like forbidden?
Forspoken.
Forspoken, sorry, yes.
Yeah. It does the same.
You know what I mean?
I think it's
The
like,
artwork.
I think
Yeah.
from what I remember, it's like multiplayer for Spoken. Like that's
Is
where
it?
the code comes from.
Forspoken. Co-ridden.
It can sound the same.
Identical.
Yeah. But you like the look of that, do you?
No, I'd seen it and I thought that it looked a little bit like a straight rip.
Yeah. What a weird one to rip off as well.
Rip off a good game.
Yeah, let's rip off a pile of shite. Right, so there's another game that came out that actually reviewed, another one that reviewed all right. And I've never played any of these games, but Sniper Elite Resistance, I think it was called. Have you guys ever played a Sniper Elite game?
I think
Yeah.
I've played a little bit of one of them. I think I've shot someone in the balls just because you can do it. And that's
Exactly.
basically why I play it. Like, because it's just that animation of...
Wasn't there that ski slope sniping game as well
yeah.
a couple of years
yeah.
ago, where you were having to snipe people as they were going off a ski slope in slow motion? Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, I've played something that didn't come out this year. It actually came out last year, but is based on sniping. It's all about sniping, and that is Jesus Christ, what's it called? Children of the Sun. Which is like
Is that the one bullet thing?
yeah. So it's like you've got a sniper rifle, and you've got to take out members of this religious cult who I think murdered your family, basically. And it's the twist is so you can aim your shot, take a shot, and then when you hit someone, time freezes, and then you can like adjust the trajectory of the bullet to go
Right.
into the next person, and then the next person, and the next person. So you basically have to kill everyone in one shot, basically, and you can slow down time at points. You can turn the bullet around after a little while. You can earn the power up that lets you do that. You can hit into like the shit, what's it called when the petrol cap of a car. You can hit that and blow the car up. Yeah.
Oh.
But then that will freeze time as well. So you can almost like use the environment to
that's
redirect
quite
your bullet as well. It's very, very dark and oppressive. Everything about it is like just really grimy.
Sounds like it by the title.
No. So I think the Children of the Sun is the name of the cult. And but yeah, it's like even the music is pretty much just pure distortion. Like there's no melody or anything. It's just like that, but it works so well. Like,
Sign me up.
yeah, exactly. As
I'm glad you said that.
as a cohesive kind of package and execution of a very simple idea, like it just works really well. But it's like, although you probably might be put off by the presentation of it, Alex, it's basically a puzzle game because you're just trying to figure out how do I do this in the most efficient way possible. Good level of challenge. There's leaderboards, along the lines of something like, Neon White, where it's quite short levels, but you're encouraged to kind of go back and try and improve your score and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really, I think if I'd have played it last year, it would have been up there in my personal top 10. It's just a real here's one idea. It's like the opposite of Split Fiction. You know what I mean? It's like, here's one idea done really well, play around with that one idea, and then 4 or 5 hours you're done. And it's it's a good one. It's a big recommend. Anyone who likes shooting people or anything sort of puzzly or dark, kind of. I can't remember if it's a Devolver published game.
I'm pretty sure it is Devolver.
It is,
if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Definitely, if I had to guess, I would say it definitely is. So, yeah, it feels like a Devolver game, and if you like the stuff that they put out, then you'll like Children of the Sun. It's a good one. Good one. Good one.
Lovely.
But yeah, not technically a 2025 game, but I've just played it. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
There you go. Love to hear
Probably just worth mentioning there because you said it. Like Split Fiction will obviously be up there at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think that goes without saying, given how much we talked about it last week, even though we sounded very down on it, which we absolutely weren't. But
we're still chipping away at it, and I think, as I said last week, we will definitely finish it because it is just fun, and that is kind of what games are supposed to be, isn't it?
There's
You
always
say that?
the audience for the not fun ones.
I would like to play a game that is not fun. The least gamey game apparently ever. I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Do you? What's caused
He wants
this
to be a
urge?
cowboy.
I want to be a cowboy. I wasn't that big a fan of the first one. I don't know. It's just because it's meant to be amazing,
Yeah.
but like in a non-video
Snowbutt.
game way. It's not.
No.
Have you played the
dead
previous
boring.
2 games in the series?
I played the first one.
Right. Enjoy that?
Revolver.
No.
I really fancy playing a game I'm almost certainly going to hate.
And I'm
Well,
going to
that's the
play
thing.
it out of stubbornness for 80 hours just to finish it, just to see how much I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I've seen quite a few videos of folks saying this game's rubbish. When does it get good? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then they love it by the end.
Yeah.
I just got dead bored.
Yeah, I've got
But
no...
that's very much a me thing, I think.
Yeah. No, I've got no drive to play it. I'm not interested in the Wild West as a setting. I think that's the big thing. Put a dragon in there, I'll be all over it.
How do you know there's not one?
Yeah, true. Maybe I do need to put 80 hours in just to see whoever's got
Just
a
to
dragon.
find out, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dragon just goes past in the background, is never mentioned. No one acknowledges it.
That must
What
be,
in tarnation? And that's it.
just like there's probably a flamingo in there somewhere, because there's the flamingo in like every game. But yeah,
Is there?
yeah, apparently so.
I'll keep an eye out for that.
Is it?
You will see a flamingo everywhere now. This is apparently one of those things that basically there is a flamingo in essentially every game that you play.
Is this like the gaming equivalent of that? Is it Wilhelm Scream that's in every movie?
Yeah.
What's that? A rendition?
I'm
Is
going
that-
to
I
edit in
don't-
the actual Scream. And then
Okay.
Everyone will think I did a brilliant impression.
I did a level of Astrobot earlier that there's flamingo in. I mean, think back to when we were playing Cool Games Club for Cool Games Clubbers. There was
Yep.
flamingos in Dead Island 2.
True.
There's flamingos in Forza Horizon 5.
Yep.
Like,
That's pretty
Is
much
there
all
flamingos?
games.
you will find a flamingo in most games without
Yeah.
realising.
Ricochet a bullet off a flamingo's face in Children of the Sun?
Probably. Yeah, probably. You can shoot birds. I didn't clock what breed they were.
Pink flamingos.
Maybe. Let us know if you're listening. Any more examples of flamingos in games?
Are you a flamingo?
But yeah.
Are you pink?
Let's end this. Right there, shall we? With a game that I know you both love and that I love
We do.
dearly. And that is the world famous, guess the outro, Time Bomb. going to go straight into it. No messing.
Go.
We're going to get back on track this week.
Yeah. Number
10 in
10.
a row, here we come.
Number 10. Made in Japan.
Now
What? Right. What could I have said there that wouldn't have got you going, oh. What country? What country?
You could have
Canada?
given us I don't know. The name of the game sounds like this.
Right. Do you want to guess one or will I guess one?
You don't like guessing. I'll have a guess.
You go.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
No. Number 9. First in the series.
Street Fighter 1.
Metaphor Fantasio.
No. Number 8. Spawned comic books, an animated series, and a live-action movie. That's a great clue at this early stage. Meaty clue.
Resident Evil.
No, but a fantastic guess.
Thank you.
Number 7. Side-scrolling.
Castlevania.
Oh, nope. But another great guess. Pixel art.
Can we have the clues
number
again?
6. Pixel art. Yep. Made in Japan. First in the series. Spawned comic books, animated series, and a live-action movie. Side-scrolling. Pixel art.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, nope. Not Super Mario Brothers. Number 5.
Fits all that criteria.
It does. In Your Sinclair magazine, reviewer Peter Shaw said, "Great stuff and really good value, even for 30p a throw."
Jeez.
Any fans of Your Sinclair magazine out there? Big up.
30p a throw.
That's not a nice clue.
Sometimes make me want to say Prince of Persia, but I just don't think it's because it's got like loads of stuff about it and there was a film. But it's not even Japanese, is it? I think it's British. I don't know.
Is it one of these, like, is that the theme song for one of these stupid, like, chuck a beanbag in a hole over there?
Cornhole. That's not Japanese.
I'm sure they have cornhole in Japan.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Nope. Not Sonic the Hedgehog. Number 4. Single and multiplayer.
Multiplayer side scroller.
Could be like a sort of... Well,
Streets of Rage. Sort of.
yeah, guess that. Streets of Rage?
Nope, not Streets of Rage. Number 3. Originally released in arcades in 1987.
Bastard.
Not Bastard. Bastard.
Bastard. Jon Snow.
Ned Stark.
Should we just pass?
Bastard.
Or just, is there anything you think you could guess?
1987.
That's going back some.
Side-scrolling.
That's going back a while, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Bubble Bobble.
imagine if... No. It's not Bubble Bobble. Next clue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 2. Beat 'em up.
Golden Axe? No.
I mean, it could be like a Turtles game. Nah. That's not a Japanese thing.
Which beat 'em up type films has had type games had a film?
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, but that's American. Oh, it's not beat 'em up though, is it? It's a fighting game.
Mm-hmm. Streets of Rage is the one that kind of like.
Yeah. What's like Fatal Fury? What's the
Final Fight? No.
Is it that? Something Fist. I'm sure. I think it's on like the on NSO. Oh. So I think I'm on the right path here, but I can't remember its name.
Oh, he's so
We
close.
just pass. Well, we just
Dragon Fist.
Dragon Fist.
No,
No,
that's not.
it is not Dragon Fist. Number 1. The protagonists appeared as a playable duo in the
Double
Technos
Dragon.
Japan Classic.
Double Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Not Dragon
Yes!
Fist. You got it.
Dragon Fist. Double
Just
Dragon
in the nick
Fist.
of time. Before I'd even finished the last clue.
Yeah.
They appeared as a playable duo in Super Spike V-Ball. The
So did you say double or a duo? So did you say duo? You're
Duo.
like
Yeah,
double.
exactly.
Yeah.
it was a fun one. There's some fun clues in there, wasn't there?
There was. And guess what? We've taken the first step to 10 in a row.
Exactly.
Eight
The streak
great.
starts now. Yeah. Played Double Dragon? Either of you?
I think so. I think I have at least tried to play it.
I
Negative.
loved Double Dragon. I had it on the Game Boy, and in fact, that's the one that I'll use is the Game Boy, just the opening theme, Double Dragon. So good, like unbelievably good. What they got out of that Game Boy chipset to make a tune like that. It's good. I mean, you go back and play it now. It's obviously really basic, even compared to, you mentioned Streets of Rage there and Final Fight and stuff, and it's obviously a lot more rudimentary even than those, but still, it's got some charm. And in fact, Lewis, you mentioned Turtles there. Turtles was developed in Japan. So
Was it?
Konami.
Ah, so it was.
So, yeah, that would have
Just
been
think it's because it's a North American
property.
IP.
IP.
IP. Yeah. So that's what we'll do. We'll listen to the Game Boy version of the opening theme from Double Dragon.